Live show. We're going live today with a special guest, Mr. Louis Romano, live from New York and live from the UK. So let's bring him on. Okay, he should be coming on now. We're doing it a different way today because the normal way isn't working, so we're now going to do it this way with the one, the only Louis Romano. We're going to bring him on this way. So Louis, Vincent, how you doing, Vincent? So yeah, we're going to bring him on this way. So Louis, let's bring you on this way. Add, there we go, bring on this way instead. What's up? Should do. Have to do it a different way today. Hopefully come on. Vincent, how you doing, Vincent? Just gotta wait for Louis to accept and then we can continue. Because the normal way isn't working for some reason. So we're gonna have to do it this way. Louis, click down the bottom, click on that. And we'll go from there. I don't know why. Let's try him again. Louis, click down the bottom, mate. Click that. No, let's get rid of that. Click on that. Trying to get him on. He seems to be having a few problems here. Trying again. Get Louis on. Louis Romano. I'm going to bring him on. Hopefully it's coming. Technology today, guys, is amazing. We're trying our best to get it on. I don't understand why it's not. I do these interviews all the time. So I'm just waiting for it to accept. Hi Sophie, hope you're doing well, hope you're doing good. I'm just trying to get this on. I don't understand why it's not. Trying our best. Trying again for the third time. Louis,
John,
how you doing?
oh, finally. Please excuse me. I'm a lot older than you are, and I don't know all this technology, but here we are.
No, because normally I use the other platform and it's so much better. I don't know why it's playing up tonight. Sorry, sir. Okay, I'll introduce you. I want to welcome Louis Romano, an author from the toughest estate in New York, the Bronx. Louis, how you doing, sir?
How are you, John? I'm doing well.
I'm good. Thank you for coming on. And sorry it took a bit of time getting you on because I wanted to do other ways, which is now mucked up the plans. So I wanted to do like an intro video of you, but for some reason wasn't working. But we'll have to do it at a later date with the video and stuff.
Sure.
But yeah, tell people a bit about yourself for your viewers in England because you're going to get quite a few on today. So, with the video and
I've been a writer since I'm 58 years old. I was in the energy business in New York City. I was in sales for many years. And I retired at 58 and decided to be a writer. And I started writing fiction mostly. And I'm 70 years old now, and I've written 18 or 19 books, which is a lot of work for the past 12 or 13 years. And I'm having a good time doing it. We're about to produce 2 movies. We've got some scripts going on, and keeps me busy.
Yeah, yeah. You wouldn't think you were 78 years of age. You look younger than that.
70, not 78.
70. Sorry, sir.
I was 58 when I was 70 is. I look my age.
Well, you've done well. Name a couple of the books you've done before.
I guess I'm best noted for a book called Bessa, which is about the Italian mob and the Albanian mafia in the Bronx in New York City,
Okay.
having a war. But that's part of a series of 5 or 6 books. And I have another series called the Vicanella series, which is a 6-book series. And the new book just came out this week. It's coming out called Shonda, about a serial killer. So I have 2 different types of genres going on. I guess I'm called a crossover writer because I've also written some biographies. Of late, one on johnalite, the mob guy, and one on geneborrello, which is doing fabulously on Amazon right now, in the top 10 of mob books in the United States. And it's doing well in the UK as well. And I'm very proud of that because that was a hard book to write. So I've done a few of those books. I've done a book about the young adults, and of course, but I'm mostly known for fiction.
Yeah, yeah. So what made you want to get into being an author?
Yeah, I guess I wasn't a good student. I was a pretty bad student. I went to parochial schools in the Bronx and New York, and I did so poorly. The only time I was ever recognized in school was about something that I wrote. So when I finished college for business, you had to go and make a living to put my children through school, through college. I decided that I was going to try myself with creative arts, and
Okay.
because I can't paint or sing, although I'm related to a big pop star distantly. I don't have any of those talents, so I thought that writing would be a good talent for me, and I started writing. And once I started writing, people were telling me, "Well, Lou, this should be a movie. This is so great. It's so graphic." But I don't write for that purpose. I made my money in my life, and now I'm writing for the creative purposes. And if we make a movie or 2, we'll make a few bucks, and that'll be for the grandchildren.
No, no. I think it's amazing how you can start off by doing that, and then obviously now turning it into a purpose. Because obviously your books
Yeah,
might help, even if it helps one person. It's worth it.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. I
So yeah,
wrote a book called Fish Farm for young people, a young adult book. And John, it's about prejudice. It's about a lot of the kids, what teenagers in the United States are going through. I guess teenagers anywhere. And that book hasn't done as well as I thought. I thought maybe some of the educators in the United States would catch on to it, but it didn't. Although I do go around lecturing about it to inner city schools, and they seem to enjoy the book and like it. So I give the book away. If I could help or help 1 or 2 kids on the right path, I would be delighted to do that.
No, no, because over here in England, where I'm from, they like all this sort of stuff, these crime
Ah,
books, and you'd be surprised a lot of people now coming on board with it now because you guys have interesting stories to tell, and I'm
oh
always
yeah.
fascinated by it. I don't know if you know him, I had a former mob boss on a couple of months ago, Ori Spado.
No, I don't know him. Sorry. I know
No,
a
he's
lot of them,
from
but he's not one.
no, he's from New York, obviously, and I was chatting a couple of weeks ago with Johnny Alite, actually, funny enough, and Gene, to be fair,
Yeah, yeah.
about getting them on because I'm hoping to come to America next year to do this show live over there.
Oh, I would
I mean,
love for you to come here. That would be great. Gene and John are 2 very interesting guys. I can remember the first time I met Gene. He walked into a cigar place that I wanted to meet him at, just in the middle of the COVID situation. And on his arm here, I mean, let me explain to you. He had, you know, a lot of the mob guys in the city, in the Bronx, where I grew up, and in Brooklyn, they were pretty well dressed guys and so forth. But he walked in with a Nike hat, with sunglasses, and a T-shirt and shorts. I mean, he wasn't dressed up like a typical mob guy. And he's a tall guy, and he's very intense looking. So he sits down next to me, and he's got this tattoo, the word omerta or omerta. It's a Sicilian word for, I guess the literal translation would be silence, which means silence in the mafia. So knowing that he's what's called a rat, if you will, I said to him, Gene, I guess you never listened to your tattoo. You spoke forward to the federal government. And he cracked up. He looked at me like I was crazy to say that to him. I guess I was. But I got a good laugh out of it. And then our relationship went forward from there. Very intense guy, I've got to tell you that.
Yeah, it's surprising who you can actually meet and who you can actually cross paths with. And I think sometimes people are put in places for a reason, you know. And
oh, absolutely. I never thought I'd meet guys. Well, I knew guys like this my whole life. I grew up with them, John. But to sit there and write a book about them, never thought I'd be doing that in my life.
no, but obviously, so what have you got anything else coming up forward that you're going to be doing, or you don't know yet?
Well, I'll say it again. I'm sorry.
Have you got anything else you've got coming up in the pipeline, like any other TV work or anything like that?
Well, there's a pretty well-known writer. I can't mention his name because of contract reasons, but he's doing my book Intercession. He's writing it for a feature film, and he's pretty sure it'll get picked up. Intercession is a novel about a serial killer who kills people who've harmed children, molested children. I don't want to get into it, but priests and rabbis and coaches, and he goes around and he finds them and he kills them because he himself was molested. But that's a very timely thing here in the States. I don't know if it's affecting you so much in the UK. I know it's been very big in Ireland, and I'm an advocate for children all over the world who have been victims of this type of molestation. That is the first book of a 6-book series, and the last book is coming out next week called Shonda. Okay. It's the same Vic Anella cop mafia series.
Yeah, you got a few comments coming. I don't know if you can see them. Can you?
No, I can't. Let me see. It says newest comments. I'm afraid to touch anything here. No. Did anybody call me fat?
No, you got a few people watching on here. You got people saying it's very interesting, Louis. Fantastic job. These are all English people. These are all my friends from. I've got friends from like journalists and stuff like that.
Well, I want to come and meet these people one day. I love London.
Now maybe we can talk off the thing, and I can try and set a few things up for you.
Oh yeah, I would love to do that.
I know a lot of the TV guys.
No, not fat. I love the sense of humor you people have. It's terrific. Oh my goodness.
No, that's a girl from Peterborough. It's a little town in a little city in England, up north.
Oh, okay.
And we're so
I'd love to come. I'd love to come to London or England. I'll come anywhere in England. I love it.
No, because that's the same as me. My dream has always been to go to New York and do some stuff out there. That's always my. I got a chance.
Well, you need to come.
Because I'm signed to.
We'll set you up. Yeah.
I'm sued. I'm managed by a USA agent in America, anyway, in Florida. But I want to come out next year sometime and spend a couple of months out there doing some work out there, like filming and.
That'd be lovely. Be lovely.
And then obviously meet you guys in person as well. Say hello. You know, I like my cigars
Yeah.
just like the best of them. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm a big cigar guy.
And I saw it was your birthday, wasn't it? Somebody else's the other day.
No, it was a friend of mine. My birthday's in December. I'm a Christmas baby.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Somebody says. I just had a couple of shout outs for you, okay, from people. From Sophie to Carla to Adam
Oh,
to. Is Adam your friend or mine?
well, these could be a lot of my Albanian friends because they're very attentive to me in New York. I'm sort of a persona because of my book Bessa. They a lot of respect, and I've made dear friends, lifetime friends,
Yeah,
and
and
they're a wonderful group.
now that's what you'll find that with the game that obviously you guys have been in before. Obviously,
Yeah,
you can make some good friends. Yeah, they all might have a past, but it's about the future, not about back then. You know,
that's absolutely right, John.
back
That's
then
very
you might have
profound.
been, but back then people might have been naughty boys, as they call them over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people change now. You got older. The stuff you got away with years ago, you do a 20-year stretch.
Oh, for
Now,
God's sake.
now but people just don't do it anymore. And there's a lot of
No,
people out here that now are advocate for steering the youth away from crime and doing something positive. Learn a trade, do something with your life positive. You know, that's the message that I give to the youth here. Stay out of gangs. It's not worth it. It's not worth the prison
that's one of
sentence.
the things I admire about John A. Light. He's trying to do that with the young people globally, and he lived a very tough life. Uh, he's a very intense guy, a very um, interesting man who talks about the treachery of the mafia and how it should not be something that youth should advocate or imitate. And I respect that about John a lot.
No, no, because there's actually there's three people that when I come to America I wouldn't mind meeting, based on their story they do and how they help people, and that's yourself, John and Gene. You know what I mean? Because
Oh,
I watch
I'm
John,
very flattered.
I watch John's YouTube videos before I go to bed, and they're so inspirational. You can get so much. I've learned a lot from just watching his videos alone. You know, so imagine other people doing the same thing. It's all about helping people
Yeah,
these days, but not a lot of people do that. And it's good when there's people like you three that advocate for that and stand up for what's right.
thank
You know,
you,
and it's good.
thank you,
And respect to you three. And like I said, it'll be an honour to meet you one day. And
thank
even
you
if it
very
is just,
much. That's so nice of you.
even if it is just for a cigar, which I don't mind. You know what I mean?
Oh, we'll have a
And
lot more fun than that. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And obviously, I don't know if you've got any questions you want to ask me about England or anything, you know? That,
Yeah, I'd like to know more about your background. How did you get into this position with your life?
well, basically, I started off as not as the same scale as obviously John and Gene, but I got involved in gangs at an early age, using
Ah,
knuckle dusters and stuff like that. That's what I used to do, me and my brothers and friends and different things. But then after going to prison for a couple of years, it changed me when I come out. So
sure.
2015, when I come out, I then started doing this, and then I went on to the VIP circuit where my friends were playing at gigs at clubs, and they'd invite me. So then I'd get networking with people, and they like my story and what my vision is. And then I started this actually as a platform to give people a voice and also to showcase their work, because there's a lot of Americans that don't get their things shown over here. So I give that
Wow,
platform
yeah.
to them to do that. Normally, I do it the other way. It normally works where your video is playing in the background, they're scrolling at the bottom, but for some reason, that technology wasn't working today for some reason. But I always take that as a blessing because we're still talking now. Where there's a will,
Yeah.
there's a way. So I think that was just somebody. I always say that I believe that I'm put in a place for a reason. Doors have opened up for me that I wouldn't think would open. I've chatted to people that I wouldn't think I'd chat to. Like I never thought in a million years I'd chat to you. I never thought in a million years
John,
I'd chat to the other
God
guy.
bless you. God bless you for what you do. It's just
You
it
know?
shows that you want to give more than receive.
Yeah, true. That's why I don't. That's why I don't charge anybody for a thing. I even share their stuff as well. Like if you message me and said, John, I've got this coming up. Can you just share the hell out of it for me? Louis, no problem. You ain't got to ask for
Wow,
money.
that's nice of you.
Because it doesn't cost anything to be nice to somebody. You can be
Well,
nice to somebody.
I don't know how the people in the UK. I guess they could get me on Amazon UK.
Yeah.
They can't come to my website because it costs $25 to mail something to the UK. But they could read my work on Amazon UK, I think.
Or on your
I think I'm
website.
set up there.
Or on
Well,
your
the
website.
website is louisromanoauthor.com, but that's only here for the States. We don't have the ability to get the books, to mail the books to the UK or anywhere in Europe. Um, I sent a book recently as a gift to someone in Canada who put me on a podcast, and to send it to Canada cost me $22 American to send this little tiny book. That was a book about Italian heritage, Sicilian heritage. Uh, and I'm about to do something on Lucky Luciano's life too. I'm investigating that now. You've heard of Lucky Luciano,
Yeah, I've heard of that, yeah.
the mobster? Well, his real name was Salvatore Lucania, and he came from the town that my grandfather is from in Sicily, so our families knew each other.
Yeah.
And I want to do a piece about his early life and how he became the biggest mobster in the history of the world, why he became the biggest. So I'm talking to people in the town now, and I'll be going to Sicily fairly soon to do some more research.
Yeah, so have you got any plans to come to England soon or
Well, you give me a whistle and I'll come. I have no plans at the moment, but I'll be delighted to come and meet with you and all of your people and your friends, and I would love to do that. It's only a 6 hour flight, for God's sake.
no, what obviously I'll talk to you about a few things away from here that I've just come to me that I know that would help you in getting your books over here. I just thought of something actually, but I'll share that with you
Okay,
later on.
we'll talk privately. I'd love to.
Because me, I want to get one of your books, but I'll wait until I either see you in person, that costs you nothing, or because I'd like a signed one from you.
Of
I'll
course.
pay if I have to. You know, I don't care.
Oh,
You know,
stop it.
because I just like reading them sort of stories. I'm always fascinated by them. You know, but over here you'll find it's way different between the mobsters over in America and the mobsters over here. They're two different caliber of people, but they came from the same cloth, as it were. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah. So their books are way different to how your books are over there. So a lot of people over here, we've actually got a crime museum here in
No
England.
kidding.
There's a massive where you've got all the old faces from the underworld in England. They're plastered like the
Oh.
wall, and you can pay to go and see this sort of stuff.
Oh.
And I'm trying to set up with them where they've got a facility where you can play video. So I've got facilities. Say for example, you know the video you sent me earlier, that can play in the
Yes.
background all the time, so people can see that. So
Oh my
there's something
goodness.
that I'm talking to them about as well, about trying to give, because that way they'll get people's work out there quicker. Because
Uh,
you'll find a lot of people, even if you was to go on, like for example, Johnny A. Light's page, the amount of English people that are on there that he knows personally, and they're on there as well.
yeah.
They're fascinated by his stuff, like they'll go and buy his bat or they'll go and buy his book. Because you read the book, didn't you? His book.
I wrote the book. Yes.
Yeah. Inspirational something. Can't remember what it's called now.
It's called Mafia International, actually.
That was it, yeah.
There's a copy of it.
There we go.
And then I have a copy of this book I'm very proud of. It's geneborrello's book. I mean, this is the young man here. He is absolutely the most interesting young person I've talked to. He still has problems and he's working through it, but his story is phenomenal. I think it's number 10, John, in crime books in the United States right now, which is huge.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I watched a podcast ages ago with him and Johnny A. And there's somebody else interviewing him. I can't remember the name of the interviewer now.
Oh, Felix.
It was Felix, I think, yeah. And it was so inspirational and so
Yeah.
interesting to see both them worlds come on the same stage But if you look at it into it deeply, they both come from the same cloth, with the
Oh
same
yeah,
doing the same sort of stuff.
and different ages. They're
Different
John's
age groups.
quite a bit older. Yeah.
So I think it's amazing how you guys, you included as well by writing your books as well, where you all come together and you're all, everybody that I spoke to is trying to showcase that positivity and to help the youth and the young
Oh
adults.
yeah,
You've all got the
that's
same
really true.
purpose. You're doing it from different angles, but it all means the same thing.
Let me say a story to you, a little brief story. A friend of mine who was a dear friend, who was a mobster. He was a capo under
Yeah.
John Gotti, a well-known name. I'm not going to mention for the sake of his family. He's passed recently.
No, that's
So
fair
we
enough.
were chatting one day, and he said, "You know, Lou," he called me Louis. He said, "You know, Louis, you knew all the mob guys. You've been around so long. You write great stories. You write wonderful books. I got to ask you, how come you never got into the life? How come you aren't one of us? You lived around us all your life." And I looked him in the eye and I said, his name was Lou also. I said, "Lou, I don't like your retirement program." You understand what I mean, right, John?
Yeah.
Their retirement program was dead or in jail.
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, and it wasn't for me. I didn't advocate myself. I didn't visualize myself as being somebody who was going to be in jail for the rest of his life or dead. And you look at all the big mob figures in the world. I don't know about the UK. I'm talking about the world in the United States and Sicily. Very few of the mob heads lived a full life. Very few of them died in their own beds. They either died from violence or they died in jail. Very few died in their own beds. Carlo Gambino was a major exception to that rule, as was Joe Bonanno.
Yeah, yeah, you were surprised that a lot of you, you get the youngsters of today. They all try to be like what the old timers were, as I call them.
Right,
Not because they're old, but because they're old school. That's the way we call it over
right,
here. And they think, well, they done it good, so we'll be able to do the same. But what they don't realise
sure.
is there's a reason why they're out that life for a reason, because it doesn't pay. It mucks up their lives. It mucks up family lives. It kills a lot of
Oh
people.
yeah,
But the youngsters of today don't understand that. They think it's good to do that. So with you guys portraying your stories, and more particular, like I said, Johnny A. Like with the stories that he shares, that should be enough to make their kids sit down and go, it's not worth it, you know?
well, you're right, John. It's all glorified by media. It's glorified by
Sure.
not so much media in this country anymore, but it's glorified by movies like The Godfather and Goodfellas and The Bronx Tale, and mob movies. And going back to the old days, there was Paul Muni movies and things like that. They were all glorified the gangsters. That life is not to be glorified. Trust me, it's a treacherous life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, so with you guys giving up your time and your effort to showcase that, that should make people realize that we've lived it, we've done it, we've seen it, now we don't want it.
Right.
That should be enough to stop people to turn their life around. That's why I like it when people do that. Also, like you guys do, and what you do is you write books about it,
Yeah.
you know? And so you've got people that have actually lived it, then you've got people that actually write about it. Put the two
Hey,
together.
you're so right, John. I would love to write a love story, but I don't have it in my DNA. I don't have it in my soul. I have this in my soul, imprinted somehow, somewhere. So I can't write a love story at this point in my life.
No, no, somebody's just written Carla put, you are doing good by it to you.
I'm doing all right.
You ever surprised though the amount of times when I've done these things before for my shop when the other things been working properly, and the amount of love that the English people here that are on my Facebook, because I share this all on Twitter and YouTube and everything, so people can watch it back, and you'd be surprised the amount of people that most of them are from the UK that are showing the American guests love because
Uh-huh.
they like the stories and I don't know if it's true what they say, but apparently they say the Americans love the English accent. Is that true? Or is that false?
Is that right?
Not
Americans are
sure.
being what?
Americans love the English accent.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure you love my English accent.
That's good. Yeah. No, but
Somebody tells me I sound like the guys on The Sopranos. I know I do. I'm from there.
So would you ever do in like any? Would you ever do any acting or anything like that, like acting a movie or
I
acting?
don't think so. I think I'm too long in the tooth for that. I think my talent lies behind the screen, not in front of the screen.
Yeah,
I
someone.
actually have a cousin. I have a cousin who writes scripts, and he does that. And I write books. Let somebody else do the acting.
Yeah, someone just put on a really good comment actually. Someone just put, "You will have your love story."
Oh, who said that?
Carla again from Peterborough.
I hope she's a doll.
She's beautiful.
Thank God. I can't wait to meet you, Carla.
No,
I
no,
just saw my friend Jeffrey Mazza is writing. Watching rather.
Yeah, yeah. I just thought I'd let you know. Over here we have like comedy duos. Have you heard of that
Ah,
before?
yes.
But we have that over here where they do pranks and stuff like that. And one of their guys has just tuned into the video, Calvin. They're
Oh,
from
hello, Calvin.
they're from a comedy duo called the Bold Builders. They always make people laugh. They're so funny. And he's just tuned
That's
in.
great.
Actually, the main guy is just tuned in, which is great to have him here. Yeah, but Carla's always been a supporter of mine, a very big supporter of mine, and always shares my
Terrific.
stuff. And so yeah, and I always tell
Don't you
my
feel
friends.
great when you have someone? Don't you feel great when you have a supporter and a reader and somebody who follows you? Because I love it. I love when I'm recognized somehow. It's just a great turn on.
Yeah, well, I always tell my fans, my friends on my Facebook, because I used to be on TV over here in England, so a lot of people know me in England for my TV stuff, and I always tell them when I interview people, you show them the love and respect that they deserve. Otherwise, you come off my Facebook. That's what I've always said.
Absolutely.
But so far, touch wood, they've always shown my guests love and respect. Because if they didn't do that, they wouldn't be on my Facebook because I don't believe in that. But one of your friends, I think it's Muriel Dizan, Dizon.
Oh, Moro. I'm going to play cards with him tonight.
I support you, Romano.
Oh, he's a good guy. He's a great guy. Dear friend of mine.
Yeah, I just want to obviously I want to return the favour as well. That if any of your friends are on, I want to say welcome and thank you for tuning in. That's to all your friends. If you've got any friends
Well,
of yours
you'll
that
meet
are on.
some of these guys and friends and women friends of mine when you come to the States because we'll have a big get together at one of my favorite joints.
I don't mind meeting the women. I'm a ladies' man, so I don't mind the women so much.
Well, I'll introduce you to the ladies then. There's plenty of them.
All you need to do is give me your company, a nice cigar, a nice JD, beautiful women. I'm happy. I even wear a suit as well.
Oh, that's terrific. It's right up my alley.
Yeah, because yeah, there's quite a few people that are joining in now. I've just shared it about 156 times. This video.
Wow,
So
that's great.
I've got a big platform over here. So I've just
Somebody
shared
called
it.
you a lady killer, John.
That's okay. The guy that's on now, that's Sam Hughes. You know, I told you about the comedy duo, the Bold Builders.
Yeah, yeah.
That's them. He's one of them. Sam Hughes. He's
Ah,
one of the duo. Nice
oh,
guy.
I see.
I mean, when you come, we'll take a drive. Then you can meet them. They're really funny. They're funny guys.
Oh, I'd be delighted to come there. I know I'm going to the Dominican Republic for a vacation in a couple of weeks, and then after that, I only have plans to go to Italy next year.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Visit my family in Italy.
Yeah. So what's your like things happening in the States at the moment? Because this coronavirus thing, is anything being shut down, or can you come into the country without a jab, or what's the thing over there?
You know, it's different by state. If you're in New York City, for example, you have to show that you've been vaccinated to get in. In
Yeah.
New Jersey, not so much. Some stores require masks, some don't. I know if you have to travel, you have to be vaccinated or show. It's
Yeah.
just the whole thing. I just got my booster shot because I'm at an age over 65, and the booster shot laid me low for a day. But I believe that it's something I needed to take to help myself overcome this thing. I've known a few people that passed of the COVID uh,
Same.
disease, and it's a terrible thing. I hope that you haven't been affected by it personally.
No, I've lost a couple of loved ones from it, but there's nothing that see me because of my some of my health problems. I'm not allowed to take the jabs at all
Ah,
because
at
it
all.
weakens your immune system. If I had that, it
Ah,
would weaken even more. So I play with a risk that I don't get it.
I see.
That's one of the reasons why. Because in October I should have been in America for 6 months, doing
Oh
filming
my
in
God.
Florida, New York, to Staten Island, all the way over to San Francisco. Where I've got friends who are in the filming industry, but that's put me on hold now because you can't go unless you got uh, proof that you haven't got COVID, basically.
Yeah, yeah. Vaccination, right.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you can do it if you take a test before and it comes back negative. Then I think that you should be fine with that. Over here, you can going to Europe.
To see if you have the antibodies. Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you can show them a negative result, if you can show them from the government,
Oh, I see.
I think you're still allowed to travel with that. I'm not too sure. I would have been in New York by now, running around there, around Manhattan
Well,
and
I'm looking
places like
forward
that.
to seeing you when you get here.
Yeah, I'm hoping to come in a couple of months, try to sort out accommodation and stuff like that, and then just come and do some work out there. Well, and obviously I intend to use that as a working thing as well. Like doing, my cameraman will come. We'll do live interviews properly. A nice camera, a nice tripod,
Right,
things
right,
like that.
right.
You know. Um, okay,
Do you do any?
Lou.
Do you do? She's asking if you do anything in the animation world.
No, that's Sam from the Bold Builders. He said to
Oh,
you, this is to you. I've lost it now. Yeah, do you have a contact with people in the animation world? That's to you, Lou.
no. I'm ironically, I'm working with a dear friend of mine who has a whole story about for children an
Yeah.
animation situation, and she will soon have some contacts in the animation world. We're working with a friend of mine in California on it. So the answer is I don't at the moment, but I will soon.
Yeah, because they them guys that was on about, they started there's like an animation cartoon, like because they write books themselves but for kids. So it's
Yeah.
really good. But they did a couple of videos as animation. I'll send you one of them a link and you can have a look at it. It was so funny, it was
Okay.
unbelievable. Yeah, so that's why, and you'll find a lot of people that come onto my Facebook will interact with you because they like what you do. And see what I'm saying just now? Someone's like what you've done that much, they've asked you, do you know anybody in that?
I love that. I will. I will soon. My friend Stacy Scolo, she's doing a great thing. It's more of an educational piece for
Yeah.
children. She's been in the educational business for years, and her idea is phenomenal. And I think it's going to get picked up one day.
Yeah, Sam has just said to you from the Bold Builders, he said, uh, I've lost it. I keep losing it because I'm trying to touch it in case it goes off. Um, he's put, can you please go over and check our page, Lou, the Bold Builders?
I will. Let me write it down. I'll go over it when I'm finished with you, John. Bold
Yeah,
Builders, sure.
yeah. His name's Sam, and the other guy's Brad. They're two of the most funniest guys. I had the chance to
Really.
meet them at their burger van. They had a burger van. I had the chance to go there, and I met them, and they made me feel so welcome there. And they just built a massive
Ah,
big cafe, which I'm gonna go to the launch to. I'm gonna surprise them and come, and say hello to them.
well,
They're nice guys,
I'll be
genuinely
there.
nice guys.
I'll be over there in a few months too. John, this has been a great opportunity to meet you. I'm so happy we know each
Yeah.
other, and we'll be friends. And you're welcome here, and I hope that I'm welcome in your country.
Oh, you seriously, you're welcome anytime. I'll sort you out with the best hotels, the best transport, even a bodyguard if you want one. You know what I mean? That's
I
no
don't need a
problem at all.
bodyguard.
That's
I'm
no
from the
problem.
Bronx, John.
Uh,
I may be old, but I could still move a little bit.
yeah, and obviously, likewise, I know if I was to go there, I wouldn't know anybody there, so I know you'd look after me there too in
Oh,
that
of
instance.
course. You'd be very well looked after. Trust me.
Yeah. Someone's put, lovely to have listened in. Carla again.
Oh, that's nice. That's so nice.
Have you got
I
anything
hope
else you
that we
want to?
see each other soon.
Yeah. What I'll do is I'll WhatsApp. I'll message you my number later, and you can WhatsApp me or something. Do you have WhatsApp or anything?
Yes, okay. I absolutely message me and I'll send you my number, and we'll be together in New York soon.
Yeah, because I want to chat to you off the camera about the other stuff that I can help get your stuff pushed here. But I'll do it privately to you.
Of
Because
course, of course.
it's not fair to discuss your business in front of the world. You know, what I mean, it's not right. I don't do that.
You're right, but I don't have too much to hide. Trust me.
Okay, someone's put, this is a singer from Canada. She put, what is
Ah,
your favourite thing to do in New York? That's from Rennie.
eat,
There you go.
restaurants.
Yeah,
Uh,
she's from Canada. She's a singer, very good singer. She's coming on my next show. Very good
oh, I
singer.
was I was just on a show in Canada a few weeks ago. Well, I do like to go to the jazz clubs. I do like jazz, and the Blue Note is the mecca of jazz in
Okay.
New York, and I go there as often as I can. When I say I eat, the restaurants are fabulous, but there's so many other great things to do culturally. I know I'm going to the Van Gogh underwater exposition next week, and there's so many museums to go to. Of course, I'm a big Yankee fan, so there's Yankee Stadium there. The Bronx Zoo is a fabulous place to go. I spend a lot of time on Arthur Avenue, where I'm from originally in the Bronx. It's still an Italian enclave with Italian restaurants and things to do. But there's a lot to do in New York. It depends on what your likes are. If you like opera, if you like ballet, theater, the arts, it's all there. It's all there.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, she just said that. She went theatre.
Oh, the theater. Well, the theater's just opening. It's just reopening after COVID now. And there's a few things I want to see, so it's I have to catch up with that. But the theater is fabulous.
Yeah, yeah, because you're gonna love it in London because there's on one street there's there's jazz places every other
Oh,
building. It's really good. It's in
really?
Soho, which is the equivalent of your Manhattan
I,
to our London.
yeah, I didn't get there last time I was in London, so I'd like to
Brilliant.
see that.
It's brilliant. There's like
Yeah.
loads of jazz clubs. They have jazz singers that come in. It's really, really good. And you'd like it. You'll be in your element if you like jazz music. You'll
Well, I
be.
do. There's a very good friend of mine. I wouldn't call him jazz, but his name is Peter Sincotti, and he is a terrific pianist and singer.
Yeah.
And I knew his father very well, and Peter's a great young man. And I'd like to introduce him to your crowd too, because he's terrific.
Yeah. So can you see why I do these? I do these podcasts because it gives people a platform who are not even
Yeah,
like people over here probably wouldn't even heard about that guy you just said. Actually, probably people over here wouldn't have even known who you were because people were
you're
inboxing me
right.
today. Who's this Lewis guy coming on? Who's this
Yeah,
Lewis
yeah,
guy coming on? They didn't know. Now they've
yeah.
met you, you know. And like I said, that's why people are always intrigued by who I have on because they don't know who I'm going to have on from 1 minute. 1 minute it could be somebody like you. Next minute it could be a former mob boss, or next time it could be a business owner, could be a singer. Then it could flip back round again to an author. So I try to mix it up a little bit. So there's
You
something
do a
for
great job.
everybody. I know. I feel a bit bad tonight because I used the other program and it's so much better. I could have played your intro video, your website would have come up scrolling on the screen. It'd have been brilliant.
Well,
I don't
I'm
understand
not
why I
a.
didn't.
It's really my fault because I'm not well versed with all this technology.
See,
It's
see
passed
that,
me by.
see that's why if I can help you in any way, even though I'm here and you're there, I can still help. If you go, I don't know, if you go Facebook Live on your phone or you want a video edited or you want it downloaded, I could do it for you from my end because I know what to do.
Oh,
I've been doing
wonderful.
social media for years. So, have you
Ah,
been on? Are
okay.
you on Instagram?
I'm on Instagram. Yes,
And what's your Instagram? Tell people.
Louis. It's a dash on the bottom. What's that called? A low dash or something?
Louis dash Romano dash.
Not dash. I don't know. Louis dash Romano dash senior. It's not a dash. It's the thing on the bottom. Lowercase.
Oh,
I don't know.
lowercase thing, yeah. Yes,
Right.
no, but I wanna thank you, mate, for coming on, and because it was an honour for me to meet you. I've been following your work for quite a
Ah,
while.
underscore. It's Louis underscore Romano underscore SR.
Yeah, because I've been following you for a long while now, and obviously I thought, do you know what? I need to get him on. I need to get Lewis on so we can meet the UK fans over here, And I
I'm
want to
so
thank you
happy.
for
I'm so happy to meet them.
I want to thank you for you coming on and taking your time out your busy day in the afternoon. It's afternoon there, right?
It's afternoon here. I have a call after this to Sicily, so it's getting late over there. It's about 7 o'clock, I guess.
Mm.
So I keep busy. But John, thank you so much for this
Seriously,
opportunity
buddy.
to meet you and talk to your friends. And I will see you soon in New York, I hope.
Yeah, man, and vice versa. And what I'll do is I'll message you my number in a minute, and then we'll
Okay,
we'll
great.
schedule a call to do it. Okay?
God bless, John.
Thank you, mate. God bless her.
Bye bye.
Bye
God
bye.
bless.
So big thank you to Louis Romano, the author from New York, the Bronx. So big thank you. Big shout out as well to Carla for commenting, for Sam Hughes, the Bowl Builders. Go and check them out, the Bowl Builders, the Bowl Kitchen. Check out Calvin as well. Respect to Calvin and to Sam and to Carla and to everybody else who's come on my show today. A big thank you for coming on here today because it means a lot. Sam, I managed to get loads of people on. My phone book is full of people that I interview, full of people, because it's all about giving people a voice and giving people a platform. Because in life, you have to give people a try. You have to give people a platform. I've even emailed you loads of times to get you and Brad and Calvin and the team to get you on. I even messaged you the other week about something because it was on my Facebook. There was a USA uh, online TV network who was interested in broadcasting some of your videos, but nobody come back to me. So, but like I said, if you're interested, message me back and we'll sort something out. Yep, there might not be very many viewers. This is a last minute thing. It was rushed. Normally, there's flyers going around the town. There's things everywhere. But trust me, the video will get viewed later on. And my last video I did had nearly 3,000 views. So, yeah, it's not always about the viewers. It's about the message. Once again, thank you to Sam and to Calvin. Go and check them out at Bowl Builders. And also to Carla. Much respect. See you soon.